And a very, very good evening and welcome to the Northside ISD Gym. Hector Ledesma on hand to bring you a 6A regional final. Yep, that means the winner between Reagan and Brandeis is going to state. Going to the Final Four, what so many athletes around the entire state of Texas, not only in volleyball, but in every sport in which they compete in, dream of getting to. That goal is on the cusp tonight for Reagan and for Brandeis, two of the better teams, obviously, in the area. But you can say they are the two best teams in the area this entire season with respect to O'Connor. And we'll get to why we can comfortably, I think, say that these are the two best teams meeting for the right to represent this region at state. Reagan, Brandeis, both in the same district this year. Now, they're not in the same school district, as most of you probably know. Reagan, Northeast ISD, Brandeis, Northside ISD. Traditionally, that means they're not in the same district, but the latest UIL realignment, as we remember well, it threw a bunch of people for a loop. And so, a couple of Northside ISD schools competing with the Northeast ISD schools in a certain district, and that means Brandeis and Reagan in the same division. It's a division that Brandeis won this year, an overall record of 16-2, 15-1 in district play. That was one game better in district than Reagan, who was 14-2 and 16-3 overall. Now Reagan at 14-2 in district, guess who those two losses were to? Brandeis. So the Rattlers hoping that the third time is a charm right now as the Reagan Rattlers just got introduced, and we'll take you through their lineup right now with Brandeis getting ready to get set introduced. Let's run through the Reagan varsity lineup right now. Number 2 is Kinley Groff, she's a sophomore. Number 3 is Maribel Martinez, she's a junior. Number 4, Alyssa Manitza, she's a sophomore. Number 5, Giselle Katterbeck, she's a junior. Number 6, Chichi Uzigbu, sophomore. Number 7, senior Remy Vanderpool. Number 8, Maddie Correa, committed to Texas Tech, she's a senior. Number 9, Katie Hill, she's a sophomore and one of a couple of cousins on the team. Julia Alemans, number 10, she's a senior, headed to St. Mary's. Presley Yates, just a freshman, she's number 11. Number 13 is Brenna Heffron, she's a sophomore. Number 14, Julia Bland, she's a junior. Number 15, Naya Anderson, a senior who was headed to the University of Miami, Florida, Miami, gonna be a Cane. Number 16 is Jana Carlsnit, she's a junior. Number 17, Erin Jones, she's a sophomore. 18 is Maddie Collins, she's a senior. 19 is Kirsten Davis, she's a junior. Number 20 is Gabby Reeves, she's a freshman. The Reagan Rattlers are coached by Rachel Torvik as she looks to make her first trip to state for a Reagan Rattler program that has been there several times, but not since Rachel Torvik has taken over. So a golden opportunity here for the Rattlers, just one step away from advancing to the Final Four and heading up to the Houston area. We do want to tell you that this broadcast is made courtesy of the Diamondbackers Sports Association. Thank you to them for their support. The Reagan High School's Athletic Booster Club. If you're not already a member, please join them at rattlersports.com and be sure to follow all athletic programs on their social media. Strike 'em, Rattlers. The broadcast also made courtesy by the Manitzis Realty Group and Alex Manitzis. Give Alex and the Manitzis Realty Group a call for any kind of property queries, whether it be investment, whether it be home, whether it be business, you name it. The Manitzis Realty Group does it, and it's all courtesy of broadcast right here on SHN Sports. Brandeis and Reagan set to take the court. For Brandeis, the Broncos, number 1, Emily Guerra Acuna. Number 2, Danny Gray. Number 3, Emma Sharp. Number 4 is Isabella Perez. Number 5 is Becky Salinas. Number 6 is Abigail Halstead. Number 7, Emily Moran. Number 8, Amy DeWalt. Number 9, Samantha Valadez. Number 10, Carly Ferris. A good one there. Number 11, Layla Smalls. Number 12, Jalen Gibson. She is a huge part of the Brandeis success this season. 13 is Sophia Kuhn. 14 is Emma Halstead. 15, Ella Chapman. Number 16 is Eden Nunn. 17, Sydney Barber. 18, Austin Smoke. And that is your Brandeis Bronco lineup. As we get set to get started here, it'll be Kirsten Davis doing the honors and getting us started with the serve in a 6A regional final with a trip to state on the line from right here at Northside Sports Gym. And here we go, Davis with the serve, and right away it's Brandeis getting on the board with the first point of the game. Carly Ferris doing some damage on that first point to make it 1-0 for Brandeis and give them the serve right out of the gate. So 1-0 here as Reagan looks to get set up. Julia Aleman, how about a little bit of a floater there? She was a little bit too far behind the net to go up with a good amount of power. So he said, you know what, I'm gonna finesse it. Fantastic job there of getting that one to a spot where they weren't. So Alyssa Manitzis to serve for the Rattlers. There's Ferris, sets. And that one just hit over by Emma Halstead. Maddie Correa could not get to it. And so right out of the gate, you see some finesse here played by both teams. I think both teams kind of, you've seen heavyweight fights where both teams kind of trying to feel each other out. Maybe a little bit of that going on here. Not a whole lot of power outside of that first shot by Harris to start. But here's Anderson. Speaking of power, though, she's met at the net. Austin Smoke and Carly Ferris both there with the answer. And so Brandeis now 3-1. Now, we said at the very beginning of the broadcast that Reagan lost the 2 district matches. Well, yes, they were both to Brandeis. And so talking to Coach Maddie Williams of Brandeis coming into this game, a block there, Remy Vanderpool trying to get it over. Here's Anderson for the Rattlers, she does. And here's Brandeis to set up. They get it to Jalen Gibson and give her the points. Hitting that pin perfectly. And so the Broncos now go on top 4-1. Maddie Williams telling us, you know, yeah, it's tough to beat the same team 3 times, but maybe a little bit too much is made of that sometimes. So we'll see how this works out. There's Davis. They set it for Katie Hill. Blocked at the net. Strong presence. Jalen Gibson and Austin Smoke both there, and every time Reagan's gone up strong at the net, Brandeis has had an answer. The Broncos out to a 5-1 lead with Emma Halstead continuing to serve. There's Manitzis, Davis. They set for Anderson. That one blocked again. It was Ferris at the net. Came back across the Reagan side, but not much they could do with it. It was in that tricky spot right by the net, though it was on their side. So tough opportunity. So it's 6-1 Brandeis to start. Not the beginning here the Rattlers were looking for. Davis sets for Anderson again. This time she tries to finesse it over. Ferris punches it over. That one just out. You can see Ferris thought there's nobody there. Let me see if I can sneak it into that just before the end line. Was not able to get it in, though, so 6-2. Reagan now stops what was a 5-0 run. Remy Vanderpool. O'Connor sets. There's Gibson. Oh, boy, touching it perfectly. Manitsas cannot get to it. And Brandeis doing a masterful job early of picking their spots. They've come at them with power, but more often than not, they're just looking for opportunities to get Reagan in uncomfortable spots. There's Manitsas. They set for PRESLEY Yates, who gets it over. Here's Ferris for Brandeis. Davis can't get to it. 8-2, Brandeis. You know, one of the things that Coach Torvik told us coming into this game is we can't let them go on runs. We've got to prevent those runs from the Brandeis side of things. Emma Sharp now continuing to serve for the Broncos. And that's what Brandeis has been able to do, get out to a good run to start, though there's Nia Davis. Good answer. Cuts the deficit to 5 for Reagan. Anderson with the kind of play she's used to as Maribel Martinez comes in. Katie Hill will take a seat for the Rattlers. Maribel. A junior who had to miss the game at Lake Travis in the 3rd round with injury, but she was able to bounce back in the win against O'Connor in the regional semifinal. Oh, PRESLEY Yates doing a nice job of keeping that one alive. Alyssa Minutes has got to hit it over. She does. Here's Ferris setting for Gibson. That one blocked at the net by Yates and Ozigbo. There's Ferris. That one brought back by Anderson before Yates gets it over. And now it's Ferris. Nice touch. Ozigbo. There's Martinez. Anderson, corner. Doug. Here comes Brandeis. Best rally of the match so far. That's out. Nice job by both squads of staying with it, especially Reagan there, who ends up getting the point. That was close on the shot there by Gibson. Had to look up at the official. It looked like it could go either way on my end. There's Gibson. Punches it over, right back in her face, Ozigbo, before Yates gets it over, and there's some confusion. So Reagan with a couple now to come with an 8-5. And it's Martinez who continues to serve for the Rattlers. She's a junior. Manitsas also on the court, Maddie Correa, PRESLEY Yates, Chichi Ozigbo, Nia Anderson, the 6 on the floor for the Rattlers. Oh, there's Ferris again. It's that same thing she tried just a couple of possessions ago where she was just out. This time she was able to get it in the spot. And so Ferris to serve with her squad up 9-5. Oh, that's out. Nice jump serve by Ferris. That one was tough to tell if that one's going to be playable. Reagan doing a nice job, though, of laying off it. Here's Anderson. That one too hard. So Brandeis back on the serve. 10-6 our score. It's Jalen Gibson. There's Anderson, Martinez, Ozigbo skying. Brandeis able to keep that one in play. Ferris hits it over. Anderson. There's Correa. Julia Aleman. Nice. Set her up nicely there on that pin, and she was able to kind of fire it toward the center as Reagan continues to try to claw its way back in. Maddie Correa, the Texas Tech commit, on the serve for the Rattlers. Gibson, Ferris. Oh, that one right back, blocked by Julia Aleman. Remy Vanderpool also there. It was Emma Halstead who tried to get it over for Brandeis before it was pushed right back to that side of the court. Reagan within 2 now, 10-8. Correa continuing to serve. Oh, fantastic job of the serve there. Amy DeWalt not able to get to it. We've got a timeout. Our first of the match. So with that, how about we introduce you to some of the Reagan Rattler players. You're watching Reagan Volleyball right here on SHN Sports.
Hi, my name is Remy Vanderpool. I'm a senior. I play middle, and my favorite school subject is physics. Strike 'em.
Hi, my name is Presley Yates, and I'm a freshman middle blocker / right side hitter. My favorite subject is math. Strike 'em.
Hi, my name is Diane Anderson. I'm a senior at Reagan High School and I play the outside position. My favorite subject in school is science. Strike 'em.
Back here live at Northside Sports Gym, Maddie Correa serving for Reagan. Here's Brandeis. Correa to Martinez. Aleman there on the corner. Point for Reagan. We're tied at 10. So Correa on a nice run here. When she took over serve, her Rattlers were down 10-7. They battled back and now we're squared. Ferris. They set for Halstead. Anderson with the dig. There's Julia Aleman. Oh, that one dug nicely. Halstead over. There's Anderson. Martinez. Aleman punches it over. Correa, the dig. Martinez. Ozigbu. Point Reagan, they've taken the lead. No. It appeared, they're giving that to, it appeared as though that went off Brandeis. I think the officials are, and that's what Maddie Correa right now is talking to the official about. Well, point goes to Brandeis. So it's the Broncos now who take the 11-10 lead. Maddie Correa out there with Naya Anderson, Maribel Martinez, Remy Vanderpool, Chichi Uzigbu, and Julia Aleman, the 6 on the court for Reagan. For Brandeis, they've got Jalen Gibson. They got number 8, Amy DeWalt, who's their libero. They got number 18, Austin Smoke. They've got number 13, Sophia Kuhn. And they got number 10, Carly Ferris on the court. Now, Maddie Williams, the head coach for Brandeis, telling us before the game that players like Ferris, Gibson, don't really leave the court. You know, they're the kind of players you can play on the front line, the back line. Naya Anderson kind of takes that role for Reagan. But Brandeis with a couple of their own in that regard. The players who don't, you don't really see them subbed out. They can play wherever. Officials continue to confer. I would imagine it's about that last play and who really does get the point on this most recent play. They're giving it to Reagan. So let's update our score now. It's Reagan who leads 11-10. And Maddie Correa continues to serve. I think that's the right call. Based on my eyes, there was a block attempt at the net by several Brandeis players. It then went out of bounds on their side. And so that's what it looked like in live action. Don't have the benefit of replay. But that's what it looked like as it was happening, and the officials apparently concurring. So now Correa with the serve. 11-10 Reagan, our score. Gibson, Ferris, Halstead, dug by Correa, back over. Halstead again. This time it's dug by Anderson. Get it to Aleman. Boom. Julia Aleman coming out, and she's a senior, playing very well to start here. And a huge part of why Reagan was able to settle down and eventually has worked their way back into this game, and not only done that, but taken the lead. Correa now serving, 12-10. Ferris, they get it over. There's Correa with the bump after Kuhn knocked it over. Ozigbu, tough for Gibson to get to. Chichi coming with some power. 13-10. The Reagan run continues. It's 6-0, I believe. I believe when Maddie Correa started serving, they were down 10-7. There's Maddie. Oh, at the net is Halstead. There's Correa. There's Martinez. Anderson poking it over. Ferris. After Halstead saved it off of Martinez's hands and out of bounds. So Brandeis stops the Reagan run now, 13-11, the score. And on the Reagan side of things, you can see that Rachel Torvik she's limiting her substitution. She's gone with the same 6 who have basically gone on this run. We'll go through those 6 again here in just a minute. Correa for Aleman. Here's Ferris, Gibson, Anderson there for the dig. Correa sets, Aleman. There's DeWalt to Ferris, to Halstead, dug by Correa. Martinez to Vanderpool, touches it over. Here's Ferris, another great rally. Halstead blocked at the net, but it's point Brandeis. Amy DeWalt with the serve. Correa, Martinez, Aleman. Oh, just out. Looked like she might have gotten it just inside, but we're scored at 13. Those 6 we mentioned that Rachel Torvik is going with: Ozigbu, Correa, Anderson, Aleman, Martinez, Vanderpool. There's Martinez, there's Ozigbu, punches it over. Ferris. They set for Gibson. No, scratch that, that's not Gibson, that's Austin Smoke. There's Anderson, dug by Ferris. Correa now. Oh, hit the net. Martinez tried to play off it. And so it's Brandeis who now leads by 1, and Rachel Torvik wants to talk it over. 14-13, set 1 is where we are. Let's keep the action right here at the Northside ISD gym. We would tell you that this broadcast is brought to you by the Diamondbackers Sports Association. Thanks to their support, it's Reagan High School's Athletic Booster Club. If you're not already a member, please join them at rattlersports.com. Be sure to follow all athletic programs on their social media. Strike them, Rattlers. Broadcast also made possible by the Manitzas Realty Group and Alex Manitzas. And so without them, these broadcasts not possible, and obviously not possible without SHN Sports streaming on their channel here, as we have been throughout the back half of the season of this Reagan volleyball campaign. A fun year that's brought the Rattlers to the verge of state, though facing a very good Brandeis team. The Broncos up 14-13 here in set number 1. There's DeWalt. Amy getting it over. There's Martinez. Ozigbu at the net. Some power, but it's blocked. Ferris able to set. They get it to Halstead and give Reagan that point. So Katie Hill and Kirsten Davis coming into the game for Maribel Martinez and Chichi Ozigbu. First substitutions in a bit for the Rattlers. And it's Davis. There's DeWalt, Ferris, Halstead. Off of Vanderpool. (15-14). Our score, Brandeis with the lead, and with the serve, it's Abigail Halstead. Yes, 2 Halsteads on this Brandeis team are related. There's Julia Aleman. Gibson able to keep that one in play. Brandeis sets for Ferris. At the net, that one far. Yep, we are tied at 15. Alyssa Manitzas now into the game. Julia Aleman takes a breather. Alyssa back to serve with a score tied at 15. Oh, Manitzas getting low. That one just in front of her, though. Brandeis back on top 16-15. So we've settled in now. Brandeis went on a run early. Reagan answered with a run of their own, and now it's been back and forth over the last couple of minutes. Maddie Correa to Davis. There's Nia Anderson, blocked right back. Kim Ferris there. (17-15) Broncos. You can see why Carly Ferris is headed to TCU. Alyssa Manitsas there with the dig. Davis, they set up Katie Hill. Other side, Reagan gets the point. All right, Brenna Heffron on the serve for the Rattlers. Here's Ferris. That one off Reagan. It went off of Yates, Anderson. And now it's 18-16. With Emma Sharp to serve for Brandeis. She's a senior. Alyssa Manitsas plays for Davis. There's Anderson, pokes it over. Sharp able to get it across, but that's not playable. So Reagan gets a point back after the Broncos had run off a couple. 18-17 is where we stand. Katie Hill takes a breather, as does Kirsten Davis. Chichu Ziegbu back in along with Presley Yates. A lot of youth there. Yates, a freshman, Ziegbu, a sophomore. They're on the front line there alongside the senior headed to Miami, Nia Anderson. There's Martinez with the serve. Gibson, blocked by Yates. There's Yates to set. Manitsas to Anderson. Dug by Brandeis. There's Correa, Martinez, Ozigbu. Halstead able to keep it alive. There's Gibson. There's Correa. Now it's Martinez for Anderson. Oh, Alyssa Manitsas able to keep it alive. Nia Anderson on the other end. Nice rally. Brandeis looking to get it back. They have to here. There's Manitsas. Martinez. Ozigbu. Oh, it caught Halstead off guard. She recovered nicely, though. Gibson gets it over. Correa. Martinez. Anderson. Pulls up. Still gets it over. Ferris. Gibson. There's Correa for Reagan. Martinez. Oh, back and forth we go. This is fun. Gibson gets it over. Martinez. Correa gonna set Anderson. Here she goes. That one just out. Easily the best rally we've seen of the match to this point. It ends with Nia Anderson going just a tad bit too long. And it's Carly Ferris at the serve. And she will when we come back. Let's step aside. 19-17, Brandeis leads Reagan in set number one of this 6A regional final. We're going to step aside with continuing to introduce you to several of the Reagan volleyball players.
Hi, my name is Emerson. I'm a senior at Reagan High School and I play the outside position.
And my
favorite
subject
subject in school is science.
Strike 'em.
Hi, my name is Madison Collins. I'm a senior outside DS, and my favorite subject in school is English. Strike 'em.
Welcome back to Northside Sports Gym. Carly Ferris with the serve. Reagan able to dig and set up Anderson. Amy DeWalt able to dig that one before Brandeis had set up. Godel decides to play it. Oh, Anderson, tough shot. She tried to play that one, keep that one in play. Was going to be a tough get. And it's Brandeis now who gets to 20. A 3-point lead with Carly Ferris continuing to serve. Ferris, only a junior, already one of the better players in the area. Ozigbo at the net. It's brought back. There's Anderson. Does get it across. There's Ferris. They set it for Gibson. Blocked by Ozigbo. Yates to Davis. Anderson. Here comes Ferris setting again. Halstead. That one out. Anderson gets a serve over. Here's Gibson. Oh, boy. Smoking that one past Anderson. Anderson kind of giving that reaction of, when you kind of look at something, you go, what just happened? Wait, hold on a second. That was kind of what happened there. Split-second decision there for Anderson. Got right past her. 21-18. Gibson serving with the Broncos, up by 3. Julia Aleman. Blocked at the net. Sophia Kuhn. Now, Kuhn's only a freshman. You've heard Jalen Gibson's name a lot for Brandeis. She's a junior. Carly Yates, she's a junior. Carly Ferris, I should say. She's a junior. This Brandeis team is going to be good again next year. Very good. Julia Aleman. Oh, that one dug by Gibson. They get it over. It's the libero, Amy DeWalt, who does it. Julia Aleman, they set her up perfectly. Not a whole lot that a lot of folks can do when Julia Aleman gets that kind of head of steam, and the ball is placed perfectly for her. 22-19, our score. Reagan back within 3. Mari Correa back to serve for the Rattlers. It's Ferris. Halstead. Ferris again. That one blocked at the net. Give the point to Brandeis. Serving now is the libero for Brandeis, Amy DeWalt. Give Brandeis the point now at 24-19. So DeWalt to serve again at set point in this 6A regional final. Anderson with the dig. There's Davis. Aleman right back on the other side. Big block. Austin Smoke right there in the middle of it. Brandeis takes set 1. 25-19 is the final here in set number 1. It's a set that saw the Brandeis Broncos get off to a great start. They led at one point 7-2, 8-2. Reagan then battled back and eventually took a 13-10 lead when they were down 10-7. But it was Mari Correa who served and got the Rattlers on a run that got them up by 3. It was Brandeis who then countered, and we went back and forth for a while until the Broncos were able to get the finishing touches and pull away there at the end for a 25-19 win in set number 1. We've talked about how this is the third matchup between Brandeis and Reagan. Brandeis won both, and hence they won the district. The only 2 matches that Reagan lost in the regular season were to the Broncos. Now, Brandeis, for its part, lost 2 matches all season long. One of them to Madison in district. The other one was to O'Connor. They got swept by O'Connor, the same O'Connor team that Reagan beat in the regional semis to get here. So you could look at it different ways. Hey, common opponents, Reagan doing better against the common opponent, but it was Brandeis who won the first 2 matches. Took the first set 3-1 when these 2 met for the first time late in September. September 29th is when they met. They met again the night before Halloween on October 30th. And again, they beat Reagan by a 3-1 count. But they haven't met since then. So more than a month almost going on a month and a half since the two teams have met. Two teams that traditionally don't meet in district play, but because of the latest UIL realignment, here we are with a district matchup in the regional final. Winner goes to state. For Brandeis, it would be a first ever trip to the state tournament. Reagan looking to get there again. They were there early in the 2000s, back-to-back trips. They went again in the mid-2010s and looking to get back now for the first time since Rachel Torvik took over as head coach a couple of seasons ago. 25-19, you see there the score at the end of set number one. That's where we are as we get you set for set number two. So the Broncos looking for a 2-0 lead as we come up on the very end of the high school volleyball season. And it's DeWalt, Amy, who will get us going in set number two with the serve. Maddie Correa. There's Julia Aleman poking it over. Brandeis not able to get it over. Reagan with the first point of set number two. Alyssa Manitsis now to serve for the Rattlers. She's a sophomore, getting a lot of attention already as a young player. There's Jalen Gibson, smacks it over. Here's Anderson for the Rattlers. Brandeis able to keep that one in play. There's Correa, Davis for Anderson, taps it over, Ferris. And they work it around to Halstead. Remy Vanderpool taps it over. At the net, it's Sophia Kuhn, and here comes Anderson for Reagan. Blocked. On the Reagan side it lands. On the Brandeis side it lands. Check that. 2-0 Reagan. With Manitsis. To serve for the Rattlers. There's Halstead. Manitsis. Davis. They set it for Katie Hill. Halstead on the other end for Brandeis. Remy Vanderpool and Katie Hill smacking it back. There's Gibson. Here's Davis and here's Anderson. Boom. They got her right where they wanted her. And Naya, as she has so often, delivers. 3-0 Reagan. A great start to set number two after they fell in set number one, 25-19. Manitsis. There's Correa with the dig. Davis. And now Anderson. That one's too far. You could see it when it left her hand. And it's Brandeis' first point of the game. Abigail Halstead doing the serving for Brandeis. Here's Katie Hill. Point Reagan. She's just a sophomore, just like Alyssa Manitsis is just a sophomore. And oh, by the way, they're cousins. Alyssa's father, Katie's mother, brother and sister. And so they actually had Alyssa's older sister, Nadia Manitsis. They all three of them. Alyssa and Katie Hill was freshmen. Nadia is a senior, were on the team last year. Oh, Ferris with some major damage there for Brandeis. She's tough. Four to two now, the Reagan lead. And it's Emma Halstead to serve for Brandeis. Manitsis. There's Davis. They set Hill. Oh, that one off Ferris. Nope, check that, not Ferris, off of Halstead. 5-2, the Reagan lead. With Gabby Reeves to serve for the Rattlers. She's a freshman. One of two on the team along with Presley Yates. There's Anderson. They set for Uzigbu. She's a sophomore. That one does not come over. It's Jalen Gibson with the block. So 5-3. Our score. Emma Sharp to serve now for Brandeis. There's Manitsas. They set for Anderson. Sharp keeps it alive. They get it to Gibson. There's Correa. Reeves for Anderson. Too hard. 5-4 now. As Emma Sharp continues to serve for the Broncos. Ozigbu. Gibson. There's Anderson for Reeves. Yates able to get it over. Two-handed back to the Reagan side. Here's Reeves. They set it for Ozigbu. Right at Sharp. They set Ferris. Blocked but out of bounds. Yates looks like she was the one to get a hand on that one. Both Presley and Nia Anderson at the net, and Emma Sharp to serve again. Tied at 5. Manitsas, there's Reeves, two hands it over. Little sneak set. She got it over instead. That's the point for Reagan. So Nia Anderson, the commit to the University of Miami, headed to the U, is Miss Anderson. Serving here with her team down 6-5 in set 2 and down 1-0 in the match. Gibson, right at Correa, unable to keep it in play. So we're even again. This time it's 6. As Carly Ferris now serves for Brandeis. Power on her serve. It's Reeves for Uzigbu. Perfect placement. Well, Chichi went up strong there. And then when she came down, that wall was unplayable. Maddie Correa now. Here's Ferris. There's Anderson. Reeves. There's Julia Aleman. Oh, it's Doug. Fantastic job by their libero, Amy DeWaltz. Speaking of liberos, there's Maddie Correa. They work it over to Ezigbo. Two hands it over. DeWaltz. There's Gibson. Right back to that side of the net. Aleman and Vanderpool getting a hand on that one as well. Vanderpool. Oh, that's a point for Reagan. Nice job by Vanderpool of slapping that one and putting it in fantastic placements. Maddie Correa now. Oh, that one hits the top of the net, does go over. There's Gibson off of Anderson. Eight to 7. And now it's Jalen Gibson serving for the Broncos. Correa, Reeves. Uzigbu and Vanderpool with the block there. It's Emma Halstead who gets it over. Now Julia Aleman for Reagan. That one off Ferris. Nine to 7, Reagan now with a 2-point lead. you look at these two teams, they're pretty similar. They can both come at you from a number of different spots, have a number of different players who can beat you at the net, and they also have great backline play. Katie Hill. There's Kirsten Davis who's just come in. That one off Gibson. 10-7. Reagan leads. Brandeis wants to talk it over. Let's step aside and continue to introduce you to some of the Reagan Rattler volleyball players. It's Reagan who leads set 2 10-7. Brandeis who leads the match 1-0.
Hi, my name is Madison Collins. I'm a senior outside DS, and my favorite subject in school is English. Strike 'em.
Hi, my name is Kirsten Davis, and I'm a junior setter. My favorite school subject is science. Strike 'em.
Hi, my name is Katie Hill. I'm a sophomore, middle and right side, and my favorite subject in school is chemistry. Strike him!
All right, welcome back. Northside Sports Gym. It's Reagan with another point. They now have 11-7 lead. Kirsten Davis continuing to serve for the Rattlers. Brandeis doing a nice job of keeping that ball alive before Gibson hits it over. Here's Julia Aleman. Skying, that one blocked at the net. Davis, Anderson now mid-court. Ferris able to dig that one. Katie Hill at the net. And so Brandeis gets the point now. (11-8). Our score. Brandeis set to serve. We do have some discussions going on among the officials. (6A) regional final. Brandeis does get the point, so it does stay 11-8. Winner goes to state and the Final Four, and a chance to play for that elusive state championship. Julia Aleman, give it to her. Aleman continuing to play well. She's been huge for the Rattlers. Anderson back into the game after a short breather. Alyssa Manitsas to serve for the Rattlers. Ferris. Oh, dug by Davis. Manitsas sets Hill. There's Gibson. Here's Halstead. Manitsas try to keep it alive. Came off sharply off her fist, and so 12-9. Brandeis down by 3. With Abigail Halstead serving. There's Manitsas. Davis, Anderson. Punches it over, no, that's a fourth hit. (12-10). Halstead again. There's Davis. Vanderpool. Ferris. Oh, we might have a collision. We've got a Reagan player down. It looks like Jalen Gibson was hit on the side of her head. Both she and Carly Ferris collided, so the officials stopping play. trainer is now checking on Gibson. She appears to be okay. You could see it in live action. You could see where she collided with Ferris. Ferris immediately checking on her to see if she was okay. Ferris looks to be fine, and Gibson does now too. But yeah, never fun when you knock heads with somebody else. But Gibson, a gamer. A lot of folks will tell you already a junior, one of the better players in the area. Katie Hill gets it across, and Gibson lets it go. So Brandeis has battled back to within 1 now. They were down by 4 moments ago. It's now 12-11. And Abigail Halstead continues to serve. Manitzis, Davis, Anderson. Oh boy, that came right at DeWalton. She was able to dig it. Halstead, Gorea, Davis for Hill. That one goes straight to Halstead. Abigail, when she's able to dig it. Manitzis, Davis, Anderson. They set for Ferris. Davis able to keep that one alive. Now Manitzis has to get it across. She does. Ferris. There's Anderson at the net, just far. We're tied at 12, timeout, and give Brandeis a lot of credit. They withstood some Reagan power on that possession. Let's continue to meet some of the Reagan Rattler volleyball players.
Hi, my name is Katie Hill.
Hi, my name is Madison Broncos. I'm a senior outside DS, and my favorite subject in school is English.
Strike 'em.
Strike 'em.
Hi, my name is Julia Alaman. I'm a senior outside hitter and my favorite subject is American Sign Language. Strike 'em!
Welcome back, Northside Sports Gym. We're tied at 12 in set number 2. Brandeis took set 1, 1-0. We want to say thanks for the support to the Diamondbackers Sports Association, Reagan High School's Athletic Booster Club. If you're not already a member, please join them at rattlersports.com. Be sure to follow all athletic programs on their social media. Strike 'em, Rattlers. Katie Hill trying to strike 'em right here. She does. Point for Reagan, 13-12 now. And Remy Vanderpool to serve for the Rattlers. There's Gibson. They set Halstead. Able to get the kill. Right in front of Kirsten Davis. And we're tied up again at 13. Maddie Correa, Katie Hill, Alyssa Manitzis, Naya Anderson, Presley Yates, Kirsten Davis. The 6 on the court for the Rattlers. Emma Halstead serving for Brandeis. Davis sets for Anderson. Point Reagan. Beautifully executed. Anderson able to pick her spot there. And able to get her right where she wanted to. Chichi Uzigbu and Presley Yates into the match. As is Gabby Reeves, the freshman, who's serving now. There's Ferris at the net. Yates got a hand on it. They set for Uzigbu. Reagan goes up by 2. Uzigbu shot blocked at the net, but it came right back out of bounds. And so it's Reeves again. Oh, that one gets over after hitting the top of the net. Oh, some miscommunication, but Ferris able to hit it over. There's Uzigbu again. Point Reagan. Uzigbu now with 2 straight. Brandeis wants to talk it over. We're having some technical difficulties here with the players. Let's give it one more shot, see if maybe we can't get some of the Reagan players to speak. without, in terms of these pre-recorded videos, without them speaking over each other. I think that's been the problem in the early going, so let's give this a shot. Here, we'll step aside, be right back.
Hi, my name is Remy Vanderpool. I'm a senior. I play middle, and my favorite school subject is physics. Strike 'em.
Hi, my name is Presley Yates, and I'm a freshman middle blocker / right side hitter. My favorite subject is math. Strike 'em.
Hi, my name is Diane Anderson. I'm a senior at Reagan High School, and I play the outside position. My favorite subject in school is science. Strike 'em.
All right, welcome back to Northside Sports Gym, 6A regional final. Reagan leads Brandeis 16-13 in set number 2. Brandeis took set number 1. Gabby Reeves with the serve. Here's Jalen Gibson. Oh, that's out. She wanted it. Reagan gets the point, and now a 4-point cushion as they look to even this matchup at 1. Reeves, again, the freshman, continuing to serve. Halstead, they set for Ferris. Ozigbo and Yates are at the net. Anderson now at the net for the kill. It's dug by DeWalt. Gibson, there's Correa. Reeves for Anderson. Anderson bats that one back, Reagan point. 18-13 Reagan. Gabby Reeves will continue a run. They're behind the service line. Ferris has to hit it over Anderson. Able to block it. There's Ozigbo. Ferris, that one back in her face and out of bounds. 19-13 Reagan. The run continues for the Rattlers. Gabby Reeves, Alyssa Manichas, Maddie Correa, Naya Anderson, Presley Yates, Chichi Ozigbo, the 6 on the court for the Rattlers. Oh, that served way too hard. (19-14). Emma Sharp to serve for Brandeis. She's on the court along with Carly Ferris, Jalen Gibson, Emma Halstead, Abigail Halstead, as Reagan gets the point there, and Ella Chapman rounding out the 6 on the court for the Broncos. 20-14, the Reagan lead with Anderson. Seeing if maybe she can go on a bit of a run and close this set 2 out and evening this matchup at 1. Ferris off of Correa. (20-15). Is our score. This Ferris with the serve. They set for Ozigbo, do the Rattlers. Point. 21-15 Reagan. Since about the midway point or so, half of this set 2, Reagan has really flipped the switch. Maddie Correa. There's Gibson. Both Vanderpool and Aleman got a hand on it. Vanderpool. There's Ferris with the answer. Aleman at the net. Ferris again with the answer. Reeves. Correa. Here's Aleman. Oh, Ferris. Oh, point goes to Reagan. 22-15. Maddie Correa now to serve. Continuing to serve for the Rattlers. Brandeis looking to make some substitutions here. Amelia Guerra Ocuña, a senior, into the ballgame for the Broncos. There's Correa. There's Ferris. And another set it for Acuna. Reeves to Correa to Aleman. Gibson at the net. Uzigbu says no. No way, not today. Chichi with the big block. 23 to 15, Reagan. My goodness. The Rattlers 2 points away from set point. Correa. There's Ferris. Gibson. Anderson to Reeves. There's Vanderpool. Ferris able to dig. DeWalt. There's Acuna. Point to Brandeis. So now Jalen Gibson to serve for the Broncos. Anderson. Uzigbu. Oh, that one. Tough angle for her. Looks like she had to basically pull up at that point. And so now it's 23 to 17. Gibson. Anderson lets it go. Smart choice. 24 to 17. Set point now for the Rattlers. And Kirsten Davis will try to give Reagan set 2 and even this match at 1. Gibson. Ferris. Acuna. There's Hill. They set up Aleman. Nice dig there by DeWalt. Anderson. Davis looking to set. Aleman. Gathers herself and then hits it over. There's Ferris. They get for Gibson. Anderson. Hill able to keep it alive, and now Correa's got to get it over. Gibson. Anderson, another great dig. Davis. Here's Katie Hill. Bingo! Reagan wins set 2, 25 to 17. Fantastic way to end the Reagan Rattlers. Not only in terms of finishing that match, but getting back into it when it looked like Brandeis had rallied back and had some momentum. 25 to 17, we're going to step aside. We're going to keep the action right here in terms of the video on the court. Play some music for you, though, as we continue with the broadcast of Reagan Volleyball. It's a 6A regional final. Winner goes to state. Brandeis won set 1. Reagan won set 2. We're back with set 3 right after this. Welcome back. Here's set number 3. Reagan and Brandeis 6A regional final with Julia Alemán as we catch the action in progress. Who gets it across? After Brandeis gets it back over, it's Alemán who has to kind of try to keep that one alive with her left hand. And so Brandeis gets the first point of set number 3. They won set 1. Reagan answered by winning set number 2. And so we are in a match guaranteed to go at least 4. Ferris. Reagan able to hand several hands on it before Anderson was able to dig. Alemán at the net. That one hit back. Kirsten Davis not able to do much with it there on the ground. And so it's Brandeis who gets out to a 2-0 lead. Anderson, Davis, there's Julia Alemán. Halstead. Here's Julia Alemán, pin. Reagan, nice job of attacking, but Brandeis able to keep that one in play. There's Katie Hill on the other pin. Point. The Rattlers with their first point of set number 3. As we told you at the beginning of the broadcast, this is the third meeting between these two. Brandeis won the first 2. Manitsis' serve. It's Davis who's able to keep it alive to Manitsis. Now to Hill. Cousin connection there, Manitsis and Katie Hill. Brandeis able to keep it alive. Point, though, for Reagan. Two-2 our score with Alyssa Manitsis now continuing to serve. She's out there along with Maddie Correa, Kirsten Davis. Oh, that serve falls just short. Remy Vanderpool, Niall Anderson, Katie Hill. Also out there for the Rattlers. Emma Halstead with the serve for Brandeis. Here's Anderson at the net. Oh, that's dug by DeWalt. Amy's had a couple of nice digs here throughout the going. Manitsa, speaking of nice digs. Anderson at the net. Ferris got a hand on it, so did Austin Smoke, but he didn't come over. We're tied again at 3 this time as Emery Vanderpool gets set to serve. Oh, they set Gibson. Anderson. Dug by DeWalt. Gibson at the net. Stays on the Brandeis side before Ferris two-hands it over. There's Manitsis. Anderson. Dug by Abigail Halstead. Now it's Manitsis. Set. Davis gets it over. Manitsis. They set it for Katie Hill. Gibson. Now it's Davis. Manitsis. Little too far there for Anderson. Manitsis, another dig. Anderson. Oh, a dig by DeWalt. This easily the best rally we've seen in set number 3. We're early. Reagan gets the point, and probably the best rally we've seen since set 1. Reagan now up by 1 at 4-3, and Remy Vanderpool continues to serve. There's Austin Smoke. Hill keeps it alive. They set for Yates. Off the Yates play at the net, Amy DeWalt was able to keep that one in play, but they weren't able to get it back over, and so Reagan now up by 2 after Brandeis scored the first 2 points of this game. The Rattlers up 5-3 with Remy Vanderpool. That one gets over after grazing the top of the net. Gibson. Reagan able to get a hand on it, but then it was to their detriment. It died before it could get to Alyssa Manitsis. 5-4, Reagan leads with Emma Sharp to serve for the Broncos. There's Alyssa Manitsis. Davis. Hill. She's had a couple of those in the last several minutes. Pointing back to the point that clinched set number 2. Katie Hill from this near side pin has been absolutely fantastic with her placement. Reagan up 6-4. Gabby Reeves, the freshman, to serve. There's Gibson at the net. Davis. Manitsis keeps it alive, and now it's Anderson who gets it over. Ferris sets. Gibson taps over. Anderson to Reeves. Now Ozigbo in no man's land. 6-5. Early going in this pivotal set 3. Winner comes to within a set of advancing to state. Winner of this set, obviously. Ferris setting for Acuna. Emilia Guerra, Acuna, they're in a tough spot. And so it's Reagan who goes up by 2. They continue to hold that 2-point cushion. It's gone back and forth between Reagan being up 2, Reagan being up 1, Reagan being up 2, Reagan being up 1. We're back to Reagan up 2, and Anderson hits the serve too hard, meaning we're back to Reagan up 1. Seven 6. Our score, Reagan in front. Correa, they set for Aleman. Oh, that's going to be too hard. And she knew it too as soon as it left her hand. Scored at 7. Gibson to serve for Brandeis. Anderson. Reeves. And there's Ozigbo. That one's not playable. So now Maddie Correa to serve for the Rattlers. She's out there with Anderson, Reeves, Aleman, Vanderpool, Ozigbo. Dug by Correa. There's Aleman. Reeves gets it over. Gibson coming at him with some power, but Reeves answers. Oh, Aleman trying to make a play. A little too close to the net there, though. We're tied again. Crazy eights. Amy DeWalt with the serve for the Broncos. Anderson. There's Reeves, and there's Vanderpool. And there's a point for Reagan. Nice choice there by Reeves to set for Vanderpool, was right there instead of going to the outside. Turns into a point for the Rattlers with Kirsten Davis in for the aforementioned Gabby Reeves. And that served too hard. Davis, a junior. Several players on the court and who've contributed in this ball game are juniors, and so both these teams going to be in pretty good shape next year. Kinds of programs that reload. They don't so much rebuild so much as they stock up again. Katie Hill. Remy Vanderpool make that. Actually, that might have been Katie. Lost track of the 9 and the 7. Either way, it's a point for Reagan and a 10-9 lead with Alyssa Manitsis in to serve. Oh, Ferris at the net. Point to Brandeis as we continue to go back and forth between Reagan going up 1 and then this game being tied, and so on and so on. There's Remy Vanderpool. Abigail Halstead able to keep it alive. There's Matty Correa to Davis. They set Anderson. Halstead again able to keep it alive. Gibson into the net. Point Reagan. Presley Yates into the game. Joining Anderson, Davis, Manitsis, Hill, and our server, Remy Vanderpool. Gibson. Oh boy, Vanderpool got that one back over, but just barely. And so Gibson was able to make the play at the net. We're tied at 11. Emma Sharp serving for Brandeis. Stays on the Reagan side of things, and so for the first time since very early in the game, since 2-1, Brandeis takes the lead. The Broncos now at 12-11. Sharp again on the serve. Correa. Here's Hill. Sharp keeping it in play. They get it to Ferris. Power at the net. Brought back though by Anderson and Yates. Yates with a hand on that one. Manitsis able to keep it alive. 13-11 now. The Broncos up 2. Yates at the net. Gibson gets it back over. Manitsis comes swooping in for the dig. Anderson with the kill. I got into their set perfectly. It was a matter there of just basically executing it, and Reagan doing just that. 13-12, the lead for the Rattlers. Gabby Reeves. Here's Gibson. Pass Manitsis, point Brandeis. Pass Manitsis, but inbounds. So a 14-12 lead for Brandeis with Carly Ferris to serve. Correa. Reeves. Uzigbo at the net. Point Brandeis. Timeout. Let's continue to meet some of the Reagan Rattler volleyball players. We're back right after this.
Hi, my name is Anderson. I'm a senior at Reagan High School and I play the outside position.
And my favorite subject is
science.
Strike 'em.
Hi, my name is Madison Collins. I'm a senior outside DS, and my favorite subject in school is English. Strike 'em.
Hi, my name is Kinley Goff. I'm a sophomore setter, and my favorite school subject is English. Strike 'em.
All right, back here in Northside Sports Gym, set 3 of the 6A regional final. Brandeis leads at 15-12 in a match that's tied at a set apiece. Point Anderson, point Reagan. So 15-13 now, as Anderson now goes to serve. Julia Aleman into the game. Alyssa Manitsis takes a breather. Gibson. Anderson able to play it. Aleman doing what she does. She's been money from that outside far side there. 15-14. Rattlers within 1. Anderson to serve again. Gibson, more power. Anderson with the dig again. Yates gets it over. There's DeWalt for Acuna, who hits it hard. Too hard. We're tied at 15. 15-12 just moments ago. Anderson trying to give the Rattlers a lead, and it hits it right into the net. If you believe in the power of the announcer, that wasn't my fault. The old power of the announcer where the broadcaster jinxes the player after the broadcaster says something neat. Oh, Anderson let that one fall in, and it's a point for Reagan. I was saying after the broadcaster says something neat about the player, and then that player, that successful streak ends at that given point. So it's 17-15. With Gibson continuing to serve. Here's Correa for Aleman at the net, too hard. Oh, point Reagan. Point Reagan. They're saying it hit off of Brandeis. I didn't see a Bronco get a hand on it initially. That certainly does not mean it didn't happen. I'm up here, the refs are down there. So it's Reagan who gets the point. Now it's 17-16 with Brandeis still on top. Anderson. They set for Julia Aleman. There's Anderson keeping alive. Oh, tough spot for the Rattlers. (18-16) with Amy DeWalt, the senior libero. To serve for Brandeis. Officials taking some time to get a wet spot on the court. So now we have Amy DeWalt serving for Brandeis. Anderson. Davis. Reeves make that. Aleman. Reeves with a beautiful job of setting up Julia. Kills that one, and so now it's 18-17. The game over the last couple of points has taken the opposite trajectory that it had for a while, where Reagan would go up one, and then Brandeis would tie, and then Reagan would go up one. Now it's Brandeis who will go up one before Reagan ties it, before Brandeis goes up again. Correa. It's Reeves again, Aleman. Another point for the Rattlers. Aleman getting the ball right where she wants it. 18-18. Let's continue to meet some of those Reagan Rattler players. We're back right after this.
Hi, my name is
Madison Collins. I'm a senior outside DS, and my favorite subject in school is English. Strike 'em.
Hi, my name is Katie Hill. I'm a sophomore, middle and right side, and my favorite subject in school is chemistry. Strike him!
Back after the timeout, Northside Sports Gym. Set 3, we're tied at 18. This match, everything we thought it would be. Tied at a set apiece, and tied at 18 here in set number 3 with a trip to state on the line between Brandeis and Reagan. Reeves, make that Davis, keeps that alive. Block at the net. Brandeis able to get it back over. There's Hill. There's Davis, back to Hill. Oh, it gets off Gibson. She didn't like the touch. Reagan up 19-18. Davis, Gibson, Ferris, Halstead. Here's Hill for Reagan. To Davis, Vanderpool gets it over with the left hand. DeWalt sets it for Halstead. There's Anderson to keep it alive. Correa sets, Aleman gets it over. Katie Hill able to get that one over. Tough angle, but she did it. Anderson with the dig. Hill It's Ferris to answer. Scratch that, Gibson to answer. Oh, point goes to Brandeis. Both Vanderpool and Hill got hands on it, but went to a place where it was going to be awfully tough, basically impossible for Kirsten Davis to get to. 19-19 our score, with Abigail Halstead serving for the Broncos. Correa, Davis, Aleman. Austin Smoke got a hand at the net for Brandeis. There's Anderson. Oh, tough play. Give the point to Halstead, 20-19. Brandeis taking the lead with that point. As Abigail Halstead continues to serve. There's Anderson. They set for Aleman on the other side. Blocked back by Austin Smoke. 21-19 Brandeis. And again, Abigail Halstead to serve. Anderson. Davis. There's Hill at the net. Point Reagan. Big point for the Rattlers. This thing back to 21-20. And Alyssa Manitzis in to serve for the Rattlers. She's on the court with Kirsten Davis, Maddie Correa, Remy Vanderpool, Katie Hill, Manitzis' cousin, and Naya Anderson. Blocked by at the net is Ferris by Vanderpool and Katie Hill, but it goes out of bounds. 22-20. The Brandeis lead with Emma Halstead on the serve. Here's Davis for Reagan. Here's Anderson. Perfect placement. Nice set, and Reagan gets back. Nice set before the kill there, and Reagan gets back to within a point at 22-21. Brenna Heffron in to serve there, and Reagan gets that point. So we're tied at 22. Brenna coming in. And so we've got a timeout. We're going to keep it right here. We're on the verge of one of these two teams taking a 2-1 set lead here in the 6A regional final between Brandeis and Reagan, tied at 22. We want to say thank you to the support of the Diamondbackers Sports Association, Reagan High School's Athletic Booster Club. If you're not already a member, please join them at rattlersports.com. Be sure to follow all athletic programs on their social media. Strike 'em, Rattlers. Also want to give a big thank you to the Manitzis Rotary Group and Alex Manitzis for making broadcasts of Reagan Volleyball possible through the back half of the season and into this playoff run. All of it right here on SHN Sports. Tied at 22. Whoever gets to 25 first gets to 2 sets first in this match. And would be up 2-1, and thus 1 set away from advancing to state. Gibson. Oh, that's off Reeves. Davis make that. It's off Kirsten Davis. 23-22. The Brandeis lead. Maddie Correa with Davis and Katie Hill, Alyssa Manitzis, Naya Anderson, and Presley Yates on the court for Reagan. Emma Sharp, the serve for Brandeis. Here's Anderson. Point Reagan. Tied at 23. And Gabby Reeves now back in. Katie Hill takes a seat, as does Kirsten Davis. Reeves, the freshman, in to serve to try to give Reagan the final 2 points and a set 2 win. Gibson, here on the Reagan side of things, Reeves sets for Uzigbu. Brandeis able to get it across, but it goes out of bounds when it does. We're at set point now for Reagan, 24-23. And it's Reeves with an opportunity to put the Rattlers up 2-1. Reeves. Oh, it goes out of bounds. The libero, Amy DeWalt, saw that coming at her, says, you know what, I'm going to take a chance. Maybe not so risky from her perspective, but she decided to let it go. And so now here's Carly Ferris. Manitsas sets for Reeves. Anderson gets it over. Oh, nice job by DeWalt of keeping it in. Halstead, I should say, keeping it in, but it's Reagan who gets the point, and so now they've got set point at 25-24. Their second set point so far. I'm checking the score here. That should say the other way around. I'm updating it right now, and so it is Reagan who's up 25-24 with Nia Anderson serving. Halstead, here's Gibson. Out of bounds, Reagan wins set 3. 26-24, the Reagan Rattlers do something they haven't done all season long. That's win 2 sets against the Brandeis Broncos. Reagan with fantastic play down the stretch, able to fight off every single threat and rally by Brandeis. And with this 26-24 win in set 3, they are now 1 set away from advancing to state. Brandeis is going to have to win set 4 and set 5 if they are to beat Reagan a 3rd time this year, but most importantly, punch their ticket to state. So when we come back, set 4, a set that can be the last of the season for Brandeis and the last before state for Reagan. We'll see. We're going to step aside. We're going to leave the picture right here on the court. We're going to step aside. We're back in just a minute for set number 4. All right, welcome back to Northside Sports Gym. 6A regional final. Winner goes to state. And right now, it is Reagan who is 1 set away from doing just that. Brandeis took set 1, 25-19. Reagan answered with set 2, 25-17. Set 3 was a barn burner, 26-24. And so here we are in set number 4. And it's Abigail Halstead who sets us off with the serve. Julia Aleman, the waltz with the dig, but Brandeis not able to get it over after that. So 1-0 Reagan with the first point of set number 4. Alyssa Manitsas now to serve for a 2-0 Reagan lead. There's Carly Ferris at the net. Reagan got a hand on it before Manitsis goes to Davis, who goes to Vanderpool. Point Reagan. The Rattlers setting that up beautifully. Manitsis, Davis, Vanderpool, just like you draw it up in practice. 2-0 Reagan with Alyssa Manitsis to serve. Halstead at the net. Vanderpool and Anderson there at the net. Vanderpool says, yep. Call that a block. 3-0 Reagan. Manitsis continuing to serve here. Back, it's Davis with a fantastic dig. Manitsis, now they set Hill, who does get it over. Abigail Halstead playing for Brandeis before it was Emma Halstead who was able to get it across. Nia Anderson. First point for Brandeis. Oh, that one hit into the net by Emma Halstead. 4-1 Reagan. Here in set number 4 of this 6A regional final. Remy Vanderpool serving for the Rattlers. Amy DeWalt with the dig before. On the other end, it's Alyssa Manitsis who does the same thing. Kirsten Davis gets it over. Here's Carly Ferris setting up Gibson. Jalen doing a nice job of getting that one over, and then it does not come back to the Brandeis side of things. Four to 2 now. Our score with Emma Sharp to serve for Brandeis. Manitsis. Oh, that one hit back, but Manitsis able to keep it alive. Gibson. Manitsis again. Here's Davis. They set Anderson. Point Reagan. Emma Halstead had to dive for that one, wasn't able to keep it in play, and so it's 5-2 Reagan. Gabby Reeves serving for the Rattlers. She has played exceedingly well. Just a freshman, stepped up huge in the absence of Maribel Martinez in that third-round win against Lake Travis, a Lake Travis team that had not lost a match heading into that ball game. Anderson. Here's Ferris, slapping it over Correa, keeps it alive. Manitsis to Uzigbu. Abigail Halstead on the other end. Jalen Gibson able to punch it over. Uzigbu for Reagan. And now Ferris sets. It's Jalen Gibson again for Brandeis. That one hits the net. Point Reagan. Brandeis wants to talk it over. 6-2 Reagan in set 4 in a set that can punch their ticket to the state final. We'll continue to introduce the Reagan players. We're back right after this.
Hi.
My name is Katie Hill.
Hi, I'm Madison Collins. I'm a senior outside YATES. My favorite subject is science. Strike 'em.
Hi, my name is Julia Alaman. I'm a senior outside hitter and my favorite subject is American Sign Language. Strike 'em.
Hi, I'm Jenna Carlskin. I'm a junior outside hitter and my favorite school subject is math. Strike 'em.
Hi, my name is Giselle Katarabic. I'm a junior right side hitter and my favorite school subject is English. Strike 'em.
Hi, my name is Maddie Correa. I'm a senior libero and my favorite school subject is English. Strike 'em.
Back to the action here in set number 4 after the timeout. Jalen Gibson getting it across for Brandeis. Reagan up 6-2 and they set Anderson. 7-2 Reagan. Reagan with exactly the kind of start you want in a do-or-die set. They've got momentum. They've got the 2-1 lead. They're playing well. You continue at this rate, and you're going to the Final Four. Reeves' serve goes over. There's Jalen Gibson, dug by Manitsas. There's Anderson. DeWalt doing a nice job of keeping that one alive with a dig of her own. Correa. They said Ozigbo on the other side. Point Reagan again. 8-2 as Gabby Reeves continues to serve. Here's Ferris setting. They set Gibson, taps it over. Tough getting for Correa, but she does, and it goes over. There's Ferris. Gibson again on the other side this time. This time Correa's can't answer. 8-3, Reagan leads, trying to run off 3 straight sets after Brandeis won set 1, 25-19. Ferris, Manitsas, here's Yates, punches it back over after it's blocked at the net. Ferris sets for Gibson, continuing theme, and again it works for Brandeis. Eight to 4. With Carly Ferris back to serve again for the Broncos. Manitsas. There's Ozigbo. Gibson. Correa with the dig. Yates sets for Anderson, who's got to step back, does get it over. Ferris. This time it's Halstead. Correa. There's Anderson for Reagan. Halstead again keeping that one alive for Brandeis. That one off Correa and into the stands. Eight to 5. Brandeis with 3 unanswered points. They haven't gone on many runs since set 1. That's been key, obviously. Ferris out of bounds. And that's something Reagan coach Rachel Torvik said before the game. We've got to limit the runs they go on. And really, since set 1, I don't remember a stretch during which Brandeis ran off several points, to the tune of 6, 7, 8 in a row. As Anderson serves to get us going here. Gibson, off Correa again. Nine to 6 with Jalen Gibson back to serve. Anderson. Reeves for Aleman, blocked at the net, comes back on the Reagan side. A valiant effort by Presley Yates. But it's a point for Brandeis, and they've now closed this gap to 2 at 9 to 7. Gibson again. There's Anderson. Reeves, Ozigbo, point Reagan. Beautiful. Chichi just a sophomore. Alyssa Manitsas also a sophomore. Katie Hill also a sophomore. We've talked about Gabby Reeves being just a freshman. Presley Yates is just a freshman. But one of the senior leaders is serving now for the Rattlers, Maddie Correa. Here's Ferris. It's Correa. Vanderpool taps it over. DeWalt. Halstead. Point Brandeis. Ten to 8 now. With the libero, Amy DeWalt. She's a senior, one of several seniors on this Brandeis team, although they are very young as well. Carly Ferris, a junior, Jalen Gibson, a junior. Anderson, Reeves, Ozigbo, off of Brandeis and out of bounds. 11-8. Our score with Kirsten Davis. Here's Acuna, too hard. Emilia Guerra Acuna trying to hit a spot there. Just too wide, and so Reagan goes on top, 12-8. Now the Rattlers have gone on a couple of runs with Kirsten Davis has been at the serve. Both her and Gabby Reeves have done a nice job behind that service line. If Reagan could go on another run here, they'd come very close to putting themselves in great position toward advancing to state. Aleman, outside pin point. Her strong play continues. The senior headed to St. Mary's has come up with several huge plays tonight. She's been big for the Rattlers over the course of her career, including obviously this season. She's been big tonight. 13-8. The Reagan lead. Davis. Oh, hits the net. One of the keys to victory that Coach Torvik talked to us about was unforced errors. You can't beat yourself. Volleyball is all about limiting your errors. And Reagan, for the most part, has done that. That's why I think that serve right there sticks out. There haven't been too many of them. Aleman. It's dug by Gibson. They get it over to Ferris. Davis with a dig. Correa sets for Hill. Point Reagan. (14-9). We talked a little while ago about how Katie Hill, and we have a great vantage point because she's been on our side. She's hit her spots perfectly on several opportunities, did it again there. Fantastic job of angling that ball right where she wants it. Off the Manitza serve, here's Ferris. Hit back to her, and then all she could do was keep it alive, but it went out of bounds. 15-9, timeout Brandeis. Reagan closing in, up 2-1. Let's hear from more of their players. We're back right after this.
Hi, my name is Katie Hill.
Hi, my name is my favorite subject. And my favorite subject. I'm at Reagan.
Hi, my name is Erin Jones. I'm a sophomore outside, and my favorite school subject is math. Strike 'em!
Hi, I'm Chichi Azubo, a sophomore right side / middle, and my favorite school subject is math. Strike 'em!
Hi, my name is Alyssa Manitsis. I'm a sophomore DS Libero, and my favorite subject in school is math. Strike 'em!
All right, back here after the timeout here at Northside Sports Gym. Alyssa Manitsa serving with the Rattlers up 15-9. Ferris sent back by Remy Vanderpool and Katie Hill. Hill at the net. That one sent back toward Reagan's side. Austin Smoke at the net with a strong play, and so a much-needed point from the Brandeis perspective. It's now 15-10. Set 4, you see on the bottom there, Reagan took 2 of the first 3 sets. They've taken sets 2 and 3 after Brandeis opened the match with the win in set 1. Vanderpool. Abigail Halstead able to keep that one in play, and then a nice play on the corner pin there by Jalen Gibson. Kill for Gibson, so 15-11 now, the Reagan lead with Emma Halstead. Not to be confused with her sister, Abigail Halstead. Abigail wears number 6. Emma wears number 14 for Brandeis. Nia Anderson. That one's not going to be playable for Brandeis. Out of bounds. After Anderson came up with a huge kill that caused Brandeis to go scrambling, 16-11. Reagan with a 5-point lead here in set 4. It's a Region 4 final in 6A. Halstead to Ferris. Blocked at the net. Not playable for Brandeis. Presley Yates and Nia Anderson both there for the Rattlers. 17-11. Remy Vanderpool. Brandeis, Jalen Gibson, dug by Benitez. Oh, illegal set. $17-12. There's Benitez to Anderson. That one kept alive by Emma Halstead. Here's Ferris. Oh boy, some confusion there. For the looks like a combination of confusion and Carly Ferris just hit it in a good spot. So Brandeis now within 4 at 17-13. Emma Sharp continues to serve for the Broncos. Presley Yates out of bounds. (17-14). Reagan wants to talk it over. Let's step aside. Wrap up our player interviews. We're back right after this.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is
Aaron.
And my favorite subject is
Strike 'em. My name is Ron. I'm my favorite.
All right, back to the action here after that timeout. Emma Sharp serving with Brandeis down to Reagan, 17-14. Anderson, center point. The Rattlers getting a much-needed point right out of that timeout. Brandeis had run off 3 straight points to cut what was a 17-11 lead to 17-14. After the point by Anderson, it's now 18-14 Reagan with the freshman Gabby Reeves to serve for the Rattlers. Emma Halstead gets it going for Brandeis. Here's Reeves, Correa, Uzigbu back on her side. (18-15). With Carly Ferris to serve for the Broncos. Benitez, Reeves, and Correa gets it over. Gibson, blocked by Uzigbu and Yates. Other side now it's Acuna. Uzigbu with the dig. Reeves sets for Anderson. Uzigbu able to make sure that that one didn't come across. Perfect timing, so for a 19-15 Reagan lead. And now it's Nia Anderson who will serve for the Rattlers. Julia Aleman into the game. She's with fellow senior Maddie Correa. Anderson is also a senior. Presley Yates, a freshman. Chichu Zigbu, a sophomore. And you got Gabby Reeves out there as the 6 for the Rattlers. Ferris, Jalen Gibson. Perfect execution. Tough play for Nia. So now 19-16, Brandeis refusing to go away, but Reagan has done a nice job of keeping them at bay. Brandeis has gotten no closer than 3 points since Reagan got out to a decent lead. Yates. Here's Ferris to Halstead. Point Brandeis, and that's the first time they broke it through that 3-point barrier since early in this set. It's now 19-17 with Jalen Gibson continuing to serve. Oh, tough play for Anderson. It's a 1-point set now, 19-18. Jalen Gibson with 3 straight points for the Broncos. Anderson for Reeves. Aleman. Point for Reagan. (20-18). Big point for Reagan to keep their momentum, if you will, and halt Brandeis' momentum. Although there's Halstead. That one's out. I think they're arguing about it. They wanted to have that one be counted, but it's 21-18 now, Reagan, with Correa on the serve. Ferris, Halstead. There's Nia Anderson, Gabby Reeves, Anderson. Dug by Ferris. DeWalt, here's Halstead. Wide. 22-18 Reagan. Correa to serve her team 3 points away from a trip to state. Gibson, Ferris, and now Gibson again. Anderson with the dig. Reeves, Ozigbo on the near side. Gibson, here's Ferris, and there's Halstead. Correa with the dig. Reeves, they set Aleman far side pin. Reagan saying that hit Brandeis. Julia specifically saying, hold on, that one off of Brandeis, but it's the Broncos who get the point, 22-19, with Amy DeWalt to serve for the Broncos. Anderson, there's Reeves, and here's Aleman. Play at the net, Ozigbo. Reeves, and here's Ozigbo, tough spot. Aleman able to keep it alive, Reeves gets it over. Ferris, Gibson, Anderson, Reeves, Aleman. There's Ferris punching it over. Anderson answers. Remy Vanderpool blocked at the net. Reeves, and here's Correa, setting for Aleman. Gibson with a dig on her end. Ferris, Correa. Here's Reeves, here's Chichi near side. Gibson with the dig. Fantastic rally here. Easily the best of the set. Blocked by Ozigbo and Vanderpool. Halstead, point Brandeis. (22-20). If you're a sports fan, you love this. Quality play and a deep playoff match. Anderson. There's Aleman. Point Reagan. 23-20. Katie Hill set to check in. Chichi Ozigbo and Gabby Reeves will take a breather. Kirsten Davis in. She joins Maddie Correa. She joins Nia Anderson. Julia Aleman still out there. Remy Vanderpool still out there. Davis to serve. Her team 2 points away from a trip to state. Ferris for Halstead. Point Brandeis. (23-21). Abigail Halstead, Emma's sister. Abigail's number 6 on the serve for Brandeis. Reagan sets for Katie Hill. Tough play for Brandeis. They do keep it alive. Anderson, Reeves, Vanderpool. There's Halstead. They set for Ferris at the net. Anderson with the dig. They get it over to Katie Hill, blocked at the net. Aleman keeps it alive. They set. There's Anderson. Dug by Halstead. Here's Ferris. Pumps it over. Aleman. Davis, Vanderpool. Another great rally going here late in set number 4. Anderson. Davis. Aleman. Point. Reagan. Match point. Alyssa Manitzis into the game for a trip to state for the Reagan Rattlers. 24-21 the lead on Brandeis. The fans on the Reagan side up on their feet. Many of them are. There's Zalitza. Halstead over, Manitsas with the dig. Reeves, Anderson. Reagan's going to state. 25-21, the Reagan Rattlers win the 6A regional final. 3-1. They dropped set number 1, and they came back and rebounded to win sets 2, 3, and 4. 25-19 was what they were short in set 1. 25-17 is how they responded. 26-24 and now 25-21. And now the team taking a photo, state-bound Reagan Rattlers taking a team photo as the regional champs. Rachel Torvik gets her first trip to state as a head coach for a group that in a year that has been like anything any of us has seen, has not only responded, but responded with unprecedented success. Another trip to state for the Reagan Rattlers. Went through the regular season 16-3, including 14-2 in district. Those 2 losses were both to the team on the other side of the court right now. But you know what they say about being able to beat a team 3 times, a good team 3 times in the same year? It's awfully tough to do. And the Reagan Rattlers proving it's awfully tough to do. Reagan going to state as they now were to be celebrated as the region champions and about to get a trophy. We'll keep it right here. You can see the trophy. You can see it here as we get set to get their state trophy. There they are, the Reagan Rattlers getting their regional championship trophy and taking yet another picture. It's a roster that includes Kinley Graf, Maribel Martinez, Alyssa Manitsas. I was getting ahead of myself. I know Maribel, apologies to Maribel. No full way, your name's Maribel Martinez. Giselle Katarabek, Chichu Zigbu, Remy Vanderpool, Maddie Correa, Katie Hill, Julia Aleman, Presley Yates, Brenna Heffron, Julia Bland, Naya Anderson, Jenna Carlskint, Aaron Jones, Maddie Collins, Kirsten Davis, and Gabby Reeves. It's a team that is coached by Rachel Torvik. The assistants are Larry Correa, Gloria Garcia. The managers are Brianna Bruns, Delane Brown, Riley Dean. The trainers, Jamie Howard, Joe Martinez. The principal at Reagan is Brenda Shelton. That's the team that makes up your state-bound Reagan Rattlers. Region champions, and now on to the Final Four. And here coming to celebrate with their fans. One more team photo. Final Four. Reagan advancing. What a year it's been. And it's a program that's good year after year, but it's a program that this year is the region's best and is headed to state. So, for the Diamondbackers Association, to whom we want to say thank you to their support, the Reagan High School's Athletic Booster Club. If you're not already a member, please join them at rattlersports.com. Be sure to follow all athletic programs on our social media, Strike 'em Rattler. For the Diamondbackers Sports Association and for the Manitas Realty Group, including Alex Manitas, who made these broadcasts possible, and for SHN Sports, who's given us the platform to broadcast Reagan Rattler Volleyball throughout the second half of the season, we say farewell. It's been a great year, and a year that we all hope continues for 2 more matches and 2 more wins for the Reagan Rattlers, as they are now headed to state. Our final from right here at the Northside Sports Gym. Reagan beats Brandeis 3-1 after Brandeis took set 1 25-19. Reagan countered with sets 2, 3, and 4 by counts of 25-17, 26-24, and 25-20.